Good afternoon, students. Good afternoon, students. A warm welcome to Sri Ramanuja Vidya Mandir. We are getting along with our language skills classes in your English class. And here we are today with Improve Your English Speaking. Now, we are all fond of speaking in English. And as I've told you previously, students, English is the most important language today in the world. No matter how much knowledge you have, but whatever knowledge, when you try to put it out in English, definitely you will be honored, positioned, and you're a remarkable character in the world. So students, we ought to learn English and we ought to speak English very, very fluently. So, everyone desires to speak in English, but of course English is not our mother tongue. We are all foreigners to English. It's our secondary language. But then how to improve in our spoken classes? How are to improve our speaking skills? Students, no matter even we are educated from the kindergarten levels in English medium school, 70% of the people, though they are educated in English medium schools, are unable to communicate in English frequently and fluently with good vocabulary. So here we have some classes where you can improve your spoken English through these slides. So let us go with it, students. Improve your English speaking. The art of conversation. Conversation is a great art. You ought to converge to the opposite person without any dysfunctional factors in your transforming the message. You ought to transfer your message perfectly into the opposite brain. Then only you're a good converger. Your conversation has a great importance. So let us see what simple tricks or hints we've got to improve our conversation. Conversation is interactive communication between two or more people. A very, very important point, students. Conversation is an interactive communication. It is an interactive, right? You interact, you transfer your messages between two or more. Two or more people you converge with. So let us have a look into it, students. The different types of interactives. I have told you over here, interactive. The different types of interactions are intra, inter, group, mass. It's intra, inter, group, mass. What is intra? Okay, intra means only one person. That means you're communicating to yourself. This is one. Intra is to speak to your own self. Unless and until we are good to understand ourselves, remember we can't speak with somebody else. The first and foremost point what you have observed here, students, is you ought to develop this first. Whenever you're going with a improvement of communication skills, don't ever try to directly go and speak to the person, because you feel insecure, you feel of no confidence, right? And even if you make a minute mistake, you are insulted, and that becomes a barrier for your communication skills. So never try to go and speak to somebody of whichever language you are learning with. When you're speaking with a learning language, you're not learned it yet, any language it could be. The learning language, when you try to communicate with somebody and when you make mistakes and the other person laughs at you, your confidence drops. So the first one what you ought to practice is intra, which means one person. Intra means one person. He communicates to his own self. It is communicating to your own self. That means understanding yourself. You try to think in English. You try to speak to yourself in English. And when you're thinking in English, whatever doubts you get, you try to take out a dictionary and you try to understand what words you have to use there or how you have to construct that sentence, and you have to speak. In this way, you will be able to build your confidence, students. Intra-communication will build your confidence, and it will make you fluent to speak to yourself. Once when you are confirmed that you are able to speak to yourself, then we ought to go for inter. Inter, which means two persons. Now in this inter-communication skills, students, when you're going with your inter-communication skills, yes, you have to select a person who's very close, who's very supporting especially to you. So whatever learning language, say for example you're learning Hindi, say for example you're learning English, any language what you're learning, that once you build a confidence in your intra-communication, then you switch to inter-communication, which means speaking between two. And when you are speaking and when you're continuously speaking to him or her, he will be able to check you. He says, this is wrong. You're not supposed to say this. You're supposed to say that. Like that, you exchange your skills. That is very, very important, to select a person whom you are very confident in, who's very supportive to you. Then once when you feel ease to communicate with him, here it is communicate to oneself. Okay, this is communicate to oneself. Here, communicate between two persons. Okay, communicate to your friends. When you communicate to your best friend, it's called when you're communicating to your best friend, you're confident that he is always a support to you and you feel ease to even communicate in a butler language to him, because you never feel shame or insult or insecure to speak to him. Now, once when you are at ease to speak to these people, then you go for group. A group communication is more than two. Okay? Generally, what we have is group discussions. Group discussions will help you with group communication. Now you start speaking among the group. Even if there are strangers, you don't feel insulting. You don't feel insulting. You're happily speaking to them. You're happily, you're instructing, you're taking in their advice, you're giving up your advices, and you're going with some discussions. So discussion levels comes up here. This is an improvement level, and this is also an improvement level. This is a construction level, this is an improvement level, and this is a presentation level. Did you understand? So you can see here, students, this is a construction level. This is construction. This is improvement. Now this is your expressions. You're expressing yourself. You're trying to express your ideas in the group. So once when you enter into this position, you are very, very comfortable. You're very comfortable to nicely express your ideas in English language. That's enough. It makes you understand how perfect you are in your English. To any stranger, you are very confidently speaking. Next is mass communication. Mass communication is a large number of people. It's a large number of people. You are speaking to a lot of people. And here it is not group discussions. It is just like conducting meetings. You're conducting a meeting to all the people. And what are you doing here, students? You are giving your presentation. You're trying to give your presentation here. So once when you are perfected in all these things, students, then you're a good communicator. So conversation is interactive communication between two or more people. The development of conversation skills and antiquity is an important part of socialization. You want to build up, we are all social animals, and we have to maintain social contacts with everybody. And when you are not perfect with a particular language, you will not be able to develop socialization. So it is very, very important to be perfect in your communication skills. Right? You ought to be perfect with your communication skills. The development of conversation skills is in a new language is a frequent focus of language teaching and learning. So the important point of language teaching and learning, the ultimate goal of language teaching and learning is to improve or improve development of your conversation skills. So this is only the utmost important point. Why do we go for language teaching and language learning? I'm learning a new language. I'm teaching a language. I'm a language teacher. What am I supposed to do? My intention is not to make you understand the prose or poetry or make you memorize the points of the prose and poetry. I'm least bothered about it. It's not at all an important point. You mug your poetry, you by heart all your questions and answers of your prose. I'm least bothered. My entire concentration is how well you're presenting the points of the prose and poetry in your exam. How well you're presenting. How are you constructing those sentences and how are you presenting your ideas or whatever you have understood, whichever stories I've explained you in your prose. How well are you able to express them out? So the ultimate point of developing a conversation skills is only to express your ideas. Expression is the utmost important point here. Every conversation has a topic. A go-to conversation topic for adults is the weather. Now, whenever we are going with a conversation, we first need a topic. I am teaching you some language skills, a language teaching learning. I am going with language teaching learning. Now, when I am teaching a language, what is the topic I take? A poetry, a non-detailed story, or an article or a report in your prose. I try to take a topic and I try to explain the topic to you. I was telling you yesterday, listen, speak, read, write, the LSRW skills. So, when I am explaining you a topic, you're trying to understand the topic in that particular language, what you're trying to learn. Say, for example, I'm teaching you English. You're listening in English. You're learning English. Your entire concentration is not, I have to mug this word, I have to mug this point, or memorize this answer. No. Your entire concentration is how well you understood the poetry, and then if anybody asks you to explain the poetry, how well you're able to express it. Explain it. So once when you have a hold of giving out, expressing out the prose or poetry what is taught to you, or expressing out your physics, chemistry or maths or your social studies or whatever, that's all, students. You're good. You're perfect in your language. So what you understand is every conversation has a topic. So that is the reason why we take a topic. But our intention is not at all to insert the topic into your brain, but only to pull the expression of the topic out of your brain. I repeat, it's not a passive skill, it is an active skill. Our intention when we give you the topic is not to insert the topic into your brain. That's your subject teacher's duty. They push in the topic into your brain so that you have an idea about it. But a language teacher will never bother of how well I have pushed it into your brain. I only concentrate of how well I'm pulling it out of your brain. Because my duty is only to improve your expression levels. A go-to conversation topic for adults is the weather. For children, topics usually come from their experiences of the everyday world around them. Example, people, food, drink, toys, pets, games, sand, transport, animals, paints, etc. So for example, when we are going for a go-to topic of adults, generally women, saris, jewelry, oh, these can speak hours and hours on it. Men, about the trend, about the market, about the cost rates. So everybody have their own topics to speak. And once when an interesting topic comes up, you throb to speak for it. You love to speak for it. And then your language tries to come out. Because you want to express yourself. You have a problem. Say for example, nobody knows your language. You went to a market in some foreign country. And it is damn important for you to purchase something. Now the salesman doesn't understand your language and you don't understand his language, but you need a common language to communicate. What do? You express. You use your body language. You express. That is how a language comes out of you. A skill develops in you. So generally when we are going to teach children, that is the reason why we most importantly choose the topics of people, food, drink, toys, pets, games, sand. They love to play with sand, transport, animals, paints, etc. So interesting topics when we take students. You love, that is most important why language teachers take stories. It is not compulsory that in your prose, poetry and non-detail you only need stories. No. The important point is we take stories because students develop interest to listen to the stories in that particular language, so that through the oral skill their vocal system gets developed and their speaking skills develop. Fine. It is important to expose children of all ages to more abstract topics like emotions, sustainability, culture. Now in the initial stage, we have gone with these topics like food, drink, toys, pets, games, etc. But as the children come up to the adolescent age, we love to change the topics into emotions, sustainability, culture. So what happens is, through the language topics, they are getting connected to the society. They are able to improve their, feelings, emotions. And they are able to express themselves out. So that is the reason why it is important to expose children of all ages to more abstract topics. However, we only start to expect children to contribute ideas and actively engage in conversations about more abstract topics when children are older. As children become older in sense, they exceed their adolescence. They come up to adolescent age, teenage. We most importantly encourage the children to express themselves out. That is what this point says. However, we only start to expect children to contribute ideas and actively engage in conversations. So the utmost important point over here, students, is you ought to get engaged in conversation. I've already told you, conversation is not a passive skill. It is an active skill. Okay? It's not passive, it's active. Active means to give, passive means to take. So you just sit in one corner and just keep listening to what teacher says, you will never develop your language, students. The utmost importance of improving your language is speaking. Whatever your teacher says, try to explain it back. So that is the reason why we engage you in conversations. We continuously make you talk to others. We make you come up in front of the classroom and speak to others. So this builds in your conversations about more abstract topics when children are older. So we give you more abstract topics so that you are able to build up your character, your personality, and at the same time your language through it. Educators can use their observations of children's interests and communication to help choose particular conversation topics. So what the NCERT board does is, they choose, I've said over here, educators. People who is making your curriculum, they choose such topics as per your age group so that you are able to have a chance of converging the topic and at the same time learning the culture or a personality development through it. So educators can use their observations of children's interests and communications to help choose particular conversational topic. So what they do is they try to choose first of all the children's interest. The child is interested in what? Which kind of topic the child is interested in? That is first chosen. And once it is chosen, the topic is chosen, then they will be selecting a particular topic so that you will be actively participating in the conversations. These conversations can also be linked to learning themes. Example, relationships, environment, animals, family, etc. Now, these conversations also will help you in learning themes. Our ultimate goal is not only to make you to speak in English, but also along with learning English, you're learning some habits. You're learning an exposure. You're learning a mannerism. You're learning a personality development with which you can be successfully be able to live in a society tomorrow after you step out of your classroom, right? For your entire age or your entire life, you don't get submerged in the four walls of the classroom. One fine day, you have to step out of this classroom and you have to lead your life of your own in this complicated society. So, we train you. We train you with such themes, such learning themes, which is not only going to build your conversations, not only going to build your learning skills, not only going to build your habits, expressions, but also a personality development. So the examples are relationship, very important, because slowly today's educational system is making man a machine. A switch on, the machine moves and does the work. Switch off, stops. Same happening to the coming generation or coming youth, citizens. You just, as if a switch is on as indicated, you just try to work even without a liveliness, even without enthusiasm, involvement. You don't have an involvement in it. Very mechanically you complete the work and then it's over. You stop. But are you embracing whatever you're learning? Are you trying to impact that onto your life? No. Never. So, we try to take such learning themes where it is going to give you a personality development I've just now told you. So, the first one is relationship. Relationship makes a big role for your conversational development, because when you're attached to relations, when you're attached to emotions, you will know how to win others' hearts. Can it be your boss? Can it be your colleague? Can it be your friend, your parent, or even your kid, your child? Unfortunately, this man who's turned up like a machine is not able to get feelings of anybody. He just moves like a robo, completing his tasks. So in an educational system, relationship should be given utmost importance. The next is the environment. What are you doing? You become so selfish that you try very greedily to serve only yourself. And in that greed, you're destructing nature. Who are you? Aren't you a part of nature? If there is no nature, where is man? Man itself is nature. Why don't such educated brains, such innovative brains, such scientific and scholarly brains understand this point? You think nature is a hurdle and you destroy it. You give least importance to your environment. So, the second most important part of your educational system is environment. Unless and until you secure the environment, remember, very soon your death grabs you. Nature dies. Obviously, man dies. Without nature, where is man? Now, there's no choice of him living. Can he live without air? Can he live without water? Obviously, no. So, students, the other learning theme is environment. And then animals. Who are we? Of course, animal. Of course, we are an animal. Bit difficult to digest that point. Animal? No. Anybody says, you beast, you animal, we feel they're abusing us. But the fact and a bare fact, what you have to agree, even you don't like, is we are animals. Then why do we harm the other animals? Are we not doing injustice to our own category? Yes. Are we so partial to live alone without the remaining? If there is no plants existing, from where do we get oxygen? So, students, the next important point is animals. Make us understand we ourselves is an animal and we ought to preserve and protect animals. The next is family. We all learnt very, very thoroughly family. The basic society. The social teachers must be telling you, explaining you all these things. Family is the basic society. When a man is not able to win a family, definitely he will not be able to win a society. And your entire life tomorrow is in the society. You have to win the hearts of the society no matter how much scholar you are. If you're not impressing somebody else around you, you will be a big zero. Do you agree to me? Yeah? Ought to agree? When you don't have a good family rapport or a family building, you will never be successful in the society. Thus, you are a failure. So, education or your language means not only speaking, students. Language is expression. Language is behavior. Language is mannerism. Language is a personality development. Language is to mingle and live with others. That's all is language. So once when we are not able to win a family, definitely we will not be able to win the society. We are a big zero. So this is a very, very important slide where tells you about your learning themes. Now, conversations are similar to a tennis game. One speaker has a turn, then the other speaker has a turn. You can see two people playing a tennis game. So when you see two people playing a tennis game, it's a turn from both the sides. Unless and until this person hits the ball, the other can't. One speaker has to turn, then the other speaker has to turn. I speak, and when I speak something, you listen to it, you understand what it is, and then you try to react to it, respond to it. So this is language. Language is not mere speaking, it is listening. You have to get the theme of what I explain perfectly. You should be able to listen and you should be able to understand what I say. And then perfectly to the point, accurate to my question, you have to answer. So, very beautifully it is in the turns, it's referred or resembled or compared to a tennis game. One speaker has a turn, then the other speaker has a turn. Both will have turns. Inter-communication. It's not intra, it is inter-communication. And when you're speaking, you should give due importance for the opposite person to speak. You try to say something, then he says no, and he tries to speak. You don't allow him to speak. You go blah, 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 blah for half an hour. One man show. You are not an active speaker. You are not an active communicator. You are not a good converger. You are not, your conversation is very bad. That is how we test you. You have to halt. You shouldn't get emotional. You have to control or manage your emotions. Listen peacefully to what he says and then respond. Then only you're a good communicator. So, it's very beautifully told. Conversations are similar to tennis game. One speaker has a turn, then the other speaker has a turn. So, conversations are simply turns going back and forth between speakers. Turns going back and forth between speakers. Like, up and down, going. Usually staying on a particular topic. A topic is given. Remember, that is what we do. We give you a topic and we ask two people to speak about the topic. So this person gives an opinion and then this person says, no, that is ASL. In your ASL, we give you a topic and based on the topic, we ask you to speak for 5 minutes for 1 minute. You have to speak. You have to discuss. So this is a tennis game where you have turn after turn, back and forth between the speakers. So usually staying on a particular topic. Remember, even when you're converging with one another, you should not go off your topic. You have to maintain to the end the point, the topic. Then you're sticking to your topic and you're very beautifully, smoothly continuing the process of your conversation. Like in tennis, some turns might be longer than others. Like when a speaker talks about something they know for a number of sentences in a row. In a good conversation, all speakers do a similar amount of speaking and listening. So just like tennis, sometimes when you just hit the ball, immediately it may drop. Sometimes the ball moves up and down, up and down, up and down for a long time. So sometimes your opposite person, your opponent, may prolong his point for a longer time. Have patience to listen, and as he was prolonging, you ought to have a very good listening skill, catch all the points neatly, and then touching all those points, you have to give your answer back. So this is also improving your listening skills, students. This is improving your listening skills. And it is also supporting you for an amount of time to speak. The turns children make are initially very short. A gesture, eye gaze, vocalization, or a single word. Now when it is coming to small children, what we try to do, a kindergarten teacher will show a ball. Or she shows an ice cream. Expression, it's communicating. The baby is communicating. It looks at the ice cream or a toffee or a lollipop. It's excited. A smile on the face. You show a lion. You show a devil, a mask. Baby gets frightened. So, a gesture is a communication. A eye gaze is a communication. You're frightened of somebody. Can you see? You are just looking, or you don't lift up your head. Your eyeballs, your eyeballs popped out of your sockets. These gestures and eye contacts also converge. Vocalization or a single word, vocalization, ah, oh. These are vocalization, there's no words, but yet communicable. And then a single word. So, a kid who's just improving his language, these are the conversations for them. But when it comes up to the older children, it changes, like a prolonged talking. These turns develop into phrases, all these things, whatever I've told you now, the gestures to your single words. These will turn into phrases and then sentences and then a longer stretches of language. So these slowly you should have seen how the kids, the infants, toddlers, children, adolescents, adults develop their language. Playing in ways that encourage back and forth turn taking with children using a physical or vocal game is a great way to get ready for conversation turn talking. So using all these techniques, whatever I've told you now, you are able to play the game. This is a game, students. A game. Playing a back and forth turn talking game with the children using a vocabulary game is a great way to get ready for conversation turn taking. So, we'll have in the next class how to make small talks. That's all for this day, students. Thank you. Have a nice time.